soldiers' faces before and after war. This is Evgeny Kobatev. He was a Soviet soldier in World War II. This is him in 1941. And here's how he looked 4 years later in 1945. As you can see, he was very shell-shocked from the war, and aged about 20 years in only 4 years. This is a Russian soldier 1 month before mobilization. And here they are 1 month later. He looks thinner and much more stressed. This is a British soldier named Sean Tennant. And here he is 8 months later after being in Afghanistan. He looks much thinner, very tired, and very stressed. These are the weirdest photos of World War II. In this photo of soldiers storming a beach, you can see something strange. The soldier leading the charge is holding a sword. This is Lieutenant Colonel Jack Churchill. He would often lead commandos into battle with a sword instead of a gun. This photo shows 4 soldiers carrying a tank. The tank isn't real, but inflatable. This is part of the USA's Ghost Army. They faked the existence of 2 30,000-man units in Europe. They did this with many fake tanks and planes. These looked so realistic it caused the German army to retreat multiple times. This is a kid with a Mickey Mouse gas mask. It's a very scary juxtaposition, but this was a real product Disney sold during the war. This photo shows what many claim is a UFO over the Battle of Los Angeles. The sighting triggered artillery fire from the US Army. At first, they thought it was a Japanese plane. Some say this was merely a weather balloon, while others say it was a UFO. Here are some things that are banned in war. In war, balloon bombs are banned. This is where a bomb or Molotov cocktail is attached to a balloon. The balloon is then floated over enemies. Bioweapons are also banned in war. Bioweapons are things like bacteria or viruses. They can cause disease in humans and animals. Napalm is also banned in war. Napalm is a type of aluminium soap. It is incredibly flammable and can start big fires. Blinding lasers are also banned in war. These powerful lasers can be used to blind people, and sometimes even take down helicopters and planes. This is the bouncing bomb. During World War II, the British Army created the bouncing bomb. This was a bomb that was dropped from a plane. The bomb would have a backspin, meaning it would bounce on the water. It would bounce a few times and then fall underwater, delivering maximum damage. It was designed to take out enemy ships and dams. The bouncing meant the bomb could avoid obstacles like torpedo nets. Sometimes these bouncing bombs were even used on land. But there was one problem. These bombs had to be dropped very nearby to the surface of the water, meaning that sometimes these bombs would bounce back up and hit the plane that dropped it. These bombs sank many German battleships and 2 major German dams, causing massive flooding. These are the most powerful bombs ever detonated. In 2022, Russia tested the Satan II for the first time. Putin called it the most powerful nuke in Russia's arsenal. It's 3,000 times bigger than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima, and can wipe out an area the size of England and Wales combined. Instead of going over the North Pole, it goes over the South Pole, making it undetectable to Western satellites. The Tsar Bomba was the biggest bomb ever created. It was tested by the Soviet Union. The shockwave of the Tsar Bomba shattered windows in Finland and Norway. It almost blew up the plane that dropped it. You can see a view of it from the plane's window here. Castle Bravo was the biggest nuke ever detonated by the USA. They did this in the Marshall Islands. A design error meant the blast was 2.5 times bigger than it should have been, causing radioactive debris to spread all over the world. Craziest military training exercises. The South Korean and Chinese armies break bricks of concrete with their heads. This is a monk technique. It allows them to master pain, and also strikes fear into their enemies. The Philippine Navy SEALs have to do what's known as Drunk Hell Week. This is where they sleep just 1 hour per day for a whole week. They have to do lots of exercises and training, and they have to be intoxicated all week long. The UK Royal Marines have to do a 32-week training course. But the worst part is known as the mud run. They have to run and crawl through terrible smelling mud, and also push gigantic logs through the mud. US Navy SEALs do what's known as drown-proofing. Their arms and legs are tied. They then have to retrieve an object from the bottom of a pool using just their mouth. Only 5% pass plus the Navy SEAL training. These are the scariest sounds of war. Ghost Tape 10 was an audio tape played by the US Army during the Vietnam War. They would play it from helicopters and boats. Its aim was to scare the enemy Viet Cong who were hiding in the jungle. The A-10 Thunderbolt II is one of the most feared planes owned by the US military. It is better known as the Warthog because of the scary sound it makes. The Warthog can actually open the sound barrier. The atomic bomb is one of the most powerful bombs ever made. This is the horrible life of a female North Korean soldier. Female soldiers in North Korea suffer so much hunger and stress that they stop having their periods. Nearly 30 of them have to share one bedroom. And they sleep on mattresses made only of bags of rice. They have to wash outside in streams, meaning they have to bathe with frogs and snakes. And a recent study even found these female soldiers get abused. This is by their own male military commanders. Everyone has to join the military in North Korea, and you don't even get paid for your service. All this while Kim Jong-un has a yacht and a mansion. Female North Korean soldiers lead a truly hard and horrible life. Here is why you should be terrified of Kim Jong-un's sister. This is the most ruthless woman in North Korea. Her name is Kim Yo-jong. As the sister of Kim Jong-un, she's next in line to lead North Korea. For a long time, she was head of North Korea's propaganda department, and now she manages Kim Jong-un's security. Many analysts suspect that she is actually the brains behind the regime. Kim Jong-un is more of a figurehead, but she is a key advisor making the real decisions. She's present at almost every public appearance Kim Jong-un ever makes. In 2020, she threatened to destroy the border liaison office between North and South Korea, and just a few days later, the building exploded. She is said to be even more aggressive than Kim when it comes to missiles and South Korea. If something happens to Kim, then this woman will take over and rule with an iron fist. That is until Kim Jong-un's kids are old enough to lead. Vladimir Putin could be seriously ill. Many videos have surfaced of the Russian president shaking. Many say that this is a sign of Parkinson's. Just a few days ago, he went to a military parade and had a blanket over him, even though it wasn't that cold. And yesterday, a top oligarch was secretly recorded saying Vladimir Putin is very ill. In the leaked recording, the oligarch said Putin is very ill with blood cancer. Putin's feet also seem to keep moving uncontrollably, and he was recently seen gripping onto a table in discomfort. It's also rumored that he's had many strokes before, and that explains his unusual way of walking. Some said this was a KGB walk, but many don't believe that. If Vladimir Putin is ill, this may explain why he invaded Ukraine. If he knows he does not have a lot of time left, he may be trying to cement his legacy. Maybe this is his final act as president of Russia. Here is who's supporting who in World War III. If World War III breaks out, then Russia will be supported by China. They will also have the support of North Korea. Belarus will also support Russia, as well as Kazakhstan. Serbia will also support them, as will Pakistan, Mongolia, and Vietnam. On the other side, Ukraine will be supported by the USA. They will also be supported by the UK, France, and Germany. Poland, Canada and Italy, Romania, Lithuania and Latvia, Estonia, Czechia and Slovakia, Hungary, and in Asia, Japan and South Korea. If it comes down to it, who do you think will win?